is good? What? Really? Really, guy? You're just gonna do me dirty in my beginning of my video, huh? Punk! What is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? Guys, I honestly am pretty, concerned about what is going to happen in this show. I feel like a lot could happen, but at the same time, it also feels like there's a lot of stuff that is going to move slow. And if this show is only 12 episodes, I just hope it doesn't just randomly jump, right? Like, I don't mind it taking its time or whatever, but when it just randomly has to jump further because they're running out of time to make episodes, that's pretty annoying. And that was sick looking. But regardless of all that, I am definitely enjoying this show. It feels like we're about to learn how the two main characters are going to like change the world around them in the case of just being strong in the case of their respective sides of the spectrum. One being strong on the ground, while the other one's ridiculously powerful in the sky. So now it's coming down to who is actually going to be the one to cause them to have to work together, or how are they going to wind up meeting each other, as the opener song really does suggest we're going to be seeing, right? So I'm really interested in seeing that aspect of the show and what it's going to lead as a whole, because like I was saying, the ground level seems so rough, but at the same time, the people up high always have to deal with stuff coming from down below. So it kind of questions why haven't they had enough strength to be able to stop the people who are down below, and why haven't the people above haven't had the strength to snuff out everybody from the vice versa, right? So we get to see what the King of Darkness can do, and it looks kind of like this, right? It looks a little bit like that. um, he pretty much just shows like his dark, ominous power, and that alone destroys two henchmen that were kind of talking bad about about the guy who is teaching the Prince of Darkness right now, or a candidate to being the King of Darkness. So in this world, being a prince is practically like just being a person who is looking forward to taking the king's spot. So practically anybody can be called a prince as long as you're trying to be in that position. So by being where he is trying to take that position, thus making him a candidate and giving us the reason why he's, being focused on in that regard. But that being said, it's still very, very ominous on how the Darkness King kind of just lets it happen, right? It kind of just goes to show you how strong he believes himself to be. So why even be worried about his own subordinates raising the next heir? And maybe there's some type of bad thing that comes with being the King of Darkness, like maybe after you become it, you really have no say in different stuff when it comes down to your abilities or something. Because, like our main character has stated, he's like, if there's a king and he's allowing this to go on, why, right? Like, why would he let monsters roam free and be capable of attacking citizens that maybe bring him profit or whatever the case, right? So that was very interesting in the regards of just like who is he, what does he look like, and stuff like that. But if he is a monster himself, of course he's not going to care what monsters do, right? He's just like, oh yeah, make sure you destroy those guys and eat them up good, because that's what I would do pretty much. Like if a monster is taking care of other monsters, it should be pretty obvious why these things are happening. And that was more or less what I was looking forward to seeing, is just what type of person is the king. And like I said, why is he so confident in the grand scheme of other candidates trying to show up and be the next kings, almost as if he welcomes it, right? Like he knows they exist, and there's nothing to really hide because it sounds like it's a publicly known thing that other people want to take the crown. So that was my only interested like part is how is it that this sword made it so our main character was easily seen as one of the princes of darkness when it came down to him just looking like a human compared to now that we see in the king, and he looks like, he looked kind of demonish. We couldn't really see him through all the black smoke, but if I was to guess, he's definitely like one of the monsters. So out of everything, I think the main guy, Baal, he's like the he's like the middle ground in all this, right? He doesn't seem to have take the side of darkness, and he doesn't seem to take the side of light. He really doesn't take the side of light. But when it comes down to darkness, he's just literally blowing up things for no apparent reason. He's just going around blowing up the ground, shooting random rocks and stuff. It was super weird. I don't know what the heck he was doing, but whatever he was doing, he was enjoying himself. I can tell you that much. So now it's coming down to just what the heck is going to happen overall in this show, and why are the two, good and evil, black and white, going to come together? And other than that, I'm just looking forward to seeing what's going to happen to this Eco Baal or whatever. Like, he seems like one of the cooler parts of the show just because he has his own kind of existence, right? Like, he's just doing his own thing, and it doesn't really matter what anyone else is doing because guess what? He's still going to be doing his thing regardless of darkness, regardless of light, and I like that because he just exists, right? He's like, I don't want to work on anyone's team, but if I'm gonna be doing my thing, I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do, and if you're in the way, I'm gonna destroy you. So, uh, other than that, yeah, this show was. I think this show is really getting overshined by the Princess Connect. Like, if this show was coming out around the same time as the show with the president, I think it would fare a little bit better. But when I watched that Connect show and then I watched this show, it really just goes to show me the difference of characters and tone and all this different stuff that I really like. So if you have not checked out Princess Connect and you want a good laugh, definitely check out that show. My review should either be up or it's going up soon. But yeah, I definitely am going to keep up with this show. It's definitely not as great as I was hoping it to be, but at the same time, it's only been 2 episodes, and I've seen people drop stuff for less than watching 1 episode. So at least I want to give this a chance and give it like 4 episodes. If it takes way too long to even get to the part of why the two main characters, the girl and the guy, are working together, then I might not be about it. So all that being said, every day, I hope everybody's having a good one. I hope you guys are staying safe and staying indoors. I will definitely be talking to you guys as soon as possible, and I hope we get to talk in the comments about some anime. Any anime will do. With all that being said, everybody, take care and peace. Okay, buddy.